Welcome to this special edition where we recollect and revisit what happened in Delhi's Jahangirpuri in the past 1 week. What was supposed to be a peaceful Shobha Yatra flared up into rioting and arson, followed by bulldozer politics. Here's an account of the incidents from the 16th of April till the 20th of April.
Stone pelting. Swords brandished, shots fired in the air, violence and arson. At around 5:50 p.m. on 16th April, a Hanuman Jayanti Shobha Yatra in northwest Delhi's Jahangirpuri flared up into a communal clash. Some locals say that there was ruckus just before the Shobha Yatra reached the mosque because of the loud music, and that some people allegedly tried to put a saffron flag there.
दिल से मानते हैं हम, कोई नारे लगा के ड्रामाबाजी करके शो नहीं दिखाते। और आने के बाद इन्होंने क्या किया, मस्जिद के अंदर चढ़ने के बाद झंडा लगाया, और जब झंडा लगाया तो हमने उन्हें रोका। जब हमने रोका तो उन्होंने हम पे पत्थर, लाठी जो भी थे उन्होंने चार्ज किया। जब चार्ज किया तो हम सारे आ गए, क्योंकि देखो जब जान जा रही है तो हमारा काम है बचाना, मरने का तो काम नहीं है। मालिक ने हमें भी हाथ पैर दिया है तो हमने बस वो काम किया।
को पहले यहाँ से भगाया, खदेड़ा यहाँ से, फिर वहाँ से वो 4 पुलिस वाले लेकर आए, फिर जय श्री राम, फिर हंगामा कराया उन्होंने, फिर उन पे पथराव हुआ है, फिर उन्होंने पथराव किया, फिर पथराव करके वो कभी वो उधर भाग रहे, इधर भाग रहे। अगर पुलिस होती तो वहाँ पे झगड़ा ही नहीं होता।
Police say there was heavy stone pelting from both sides. The situation was brought under control after almost 2 hours at around 8 p.m. Nearly 30 people were arrested. 2 of them are juveniles. 10 of them were found with Bengal connections, including prime accused and mastermind Ansar Sheikh, Salim Chikna, Imam Sheikh aka Sonu, Dilshad and Ahid.
Ansar, the main accused arrested in Jahangirpuri violence, belongs to West Bengal, and we have traced his village. It's in Haldia district of West Bengal, and the village is named Kumar Gram. And we are here, and I'm going to show you his house, which belongs to Ansar here in this village. It's a 2-story house just in front of you in the camera. This is the house which belongs to Ansar. He had built it several years ago, and he used to come here every year, and especially in Eid. But this time he is not going to come here, and he had a reputation of a kind-hearted person who used to give cash, sometimes sugar or any other thing, and they are waiting this year also that he will come and will give a lot of things to them, but they are not happy. They are unhappy, in fact, that he is not going to come here and he is not going to give the wealth which he used to give here. According to villagers, his family had a scrap business, and they shifted years back to Delhi, and they belong somewhere here in this village, but right now this is the only house which belonged to Ansar, and he used to come every year.
Based on an interim report submitted by the Delhi Police, the Ministry of Home Affairs slapped the National Security Act on all 5 prime accused. And then on 20th April morning, the Delhi Municipal Corporation, armed with police, reached Jahangirpuri to demolish unauthorized construction. Security was beefed up in Jahangirpuri before the demolition drive began. North MCD sought over 400 police personnel. The security forces held a flag march in the area to keep troublemongers at bay. Amid simmering tension, locals began collecting their belongings, trying to save them from the bulldozers. The demolition against illegal construction began minutes later. At least 9 bulldozers tore down makeshift structures, illegal shanties, shops and buildings in the locality, many of them allegedly on public land. While the demolition drive was underway, the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind moved to the Supreme Court and obtained an order for immediate status quo. But the civic body continued bulldozing for at least 1.5 hours, with officials on ground saying that the Supreme Court order is yet to reach them, despite an assurance by the mayor. Bureau Report, India Today.
When riots and destruction happens, it's people who have nothing to do with it who suffer the most. As always, in Jahangirpuri of West Delhi, when bulldozers ran in, it was people who lost out once again, some of them who plead innocence. Take a look.
यहाँ पर कम से कम 30 साल हो गया, 30 साल से दुकान लगा रहे।
Surrounded by Delhi police, Municipal Corporation of Delhi bulldozed their homes and shops in Jahangirpuri of the capital city. The court order stopped them, but by then, Rakesh's juice shop was all gone.
जैसे हम लोग आए, जैसे तोड़ना चालू कर दिया, पहुंचे थे उससे पहले से ही।
आपका क्या लेना देना यहाँ पे जो दंगे हुए उससे?
इससे हमारे कोई लेना देना नहीं।
लेकिन फिर भी यहाँ पर बुलडोजर चल गया।
फिर भी बुलडोजर चल गया, सिर्फ दंगों की वजह से बुलडोजर चला है यहाँ। हाँ।
Ruxana Jahan is shocked and refused to come out of what's left of her home.
मैं घर का अंदर सो रहा था, ये तोड़ ताड़ के चला गया।
आप सो रहे थे?
हाँ, मेरा तो भी घबराहट हो रहा है, सब पुलिस वाला आ गया, मेरे को डर लग गया, तो मैंने जो कर रहा है मार के चला जाए वो भी मंजूर है।
आपको कोई किसी ने कहा था कि आपका घर तोड़ेंगे यहाँ पर आके, ऐसा कुछ?
रमजान का महीना है, सब रोजे से हैं, किसी के हलक में पानी नहीं जा रहा है। आपको यह देख रहा है कि कोई पानी के लिए या कोई हेल्प के लिए या कोई मदद के लिए आ रहे हैं? सिर्फ मीडिया वाले आ रहे हैं, पूछताछ करें। कितना महिलाएं बोले बताइए।
The mosque on the side of the road, which was in the center of the 16th April riot, wasn't spared either.
DDA के अलॉटमेंट की दुकान है, 76-77 में कटी थी, कॉलोनी में कटी थी, जहांगीरपुरी में 13 दुकानें हैं। सारा मेरा कागज है, सब कुछ है। और आए पहले भी कई बार अतिक्रमण हटाते थे, लेकिन कागज देखते थे, कागज देख के फिर चले जाते थे। इस बार कोई कागज देखने को तैयार नहीं। मैं कागज दिखाता रह गया कि भाई कागज देखो, कागज देखो।
A day after bulldozers ran amok in Jahangirpuri in West Delhi, police and security personnel dot the area. Cordoned with yellow tape, Jahangirpuri streets are strewn with rubble and rubbish. This locality has now become infamous for communal violence and then bulldozer politics. But for old residents of this area like Ramesh or Johur, very little has changed.
हमेशा से प्यार और प्रेम आपस में है। हिंदू मुसलमान एक दूसरे के मकान के बगल में हैं, हम एक दूसरे के त्योहार में शरीक होते हैं। हमारे अंदर कोई भेदभाव नहीं है। हमारे मुसलमान भाई हैं, हमारे यार हैं, दोस्त हैं, हम उनके घरों में जाके खाना भी खाते हैं। हमें भाई की तरह अपना वो मतलब पूरा अपना इज्जत करते हैं। उनके घर में हम जाके सोते भी हैं, खाते भी हैं, रहते भी हैं। कोई हमारे को परहेज नहीं है।
मेरी पूरा मकान मैंने फ्लोर ले रखा है। मेरा पूरा ऊपर नीचे मुसलमानों का मकान है और मेरा खाली एक ही फ्लोर है, खाली उसी में। और हम बिल्कुल ऐसे रहते हैं, बिल्कुल ऐसे कि कभी हमने ने मुसलमान की बात करी ना, उन लोगों ने कभी हिंदू की बात करी। अपना भाईचारा माना उन लोगों ने।
आज इतना सब कुछ ये लोग ये होने के बाद भी हम लोग एक दूसरे के ब्लॉक में मिलते ही है, जुलते ही हैं। कोई ऐसी ये नहीं है कि डरने की बात है कि हम मुसलमान हैं तो उनसे मुझे डर है, वो ब्लॉक में क्यों जाए, कोई बात हो जाएगी। नहीं, कोई बात नहीं। आज भी प्यार हमारा उतना ही बना है।
This locality is scarred and it will take time for peace to return in Jahangirpuri in the national capital. Bureau Report, India Today.
Politics and provocations have continued over last week's riots and the demolition drive in Delhi's Jahangirpuri. Congress leader Tawqir Raza made controversial statements against Prime Minister Modi and said, if the Prime Minister remains deaf to atrocities against Muslims, then no one can stop another Mahabharata from happening in India. The BJP has, of course, hit back at the Congress leader and demanded strict action. It's one of the many flare-ups in the wake of what happened in Jahangirpuri. Take a look.
Politics and provocations continue over last week's riots and the demolition drive that followed in Jahangirpuri. Controversial cleric and Congress leader Tauqir Raza Khan has sparked a new controversy comparing Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Dhritarashtra. Launching a personal attack on Modi, Raza said that if the Prime Minister remains deaf to atrocities against Muslims, then no one can stop another Mahabharat from happening in India. The Congress leader from Uttar Pradesh then issued an open threat saying, if Muslims hit the streets, no one can stop them.
इस देश को बांटने वाली कोई शक्ति अभी पैदा नहीं हुई है। भारत के मुसलमान अपने बहुसंख्यक साथियों में पूरा विश्वास रखते हैं। इस विश्वास को ठेस नहीं लगनी चाहिए।
While the Congress tried to play down the comment, the damage was already done.
जेल में जगह खाली है और जो गुंडाई करेंगे ठीक किया जाएगा।
Hindu Mahasabha President Swami Chakrapani described Raza's statement as call for civil war.
ये बयान बिल्कुल ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे भारत में गृह युद्ध कराने के लिए पाकिस्तान से इन लोगों ने सुपारी ले रखी है। मैं सरकार से मांग करता हूं, ये जो बयान दे रहे हैं इसको हल्के में न लिया जाए।
Meanwhile, opposition parties are sending their delegations to the riot-hit areas of Jahangirpuri. After the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party teams visited Jahangirpuri, the TMC, SP and CPI delegations flocked to the colony on Friday. The TMC's all-women delegation claimed to have entered Jahangirpuri through the alleys, but they were escorted out by the police.
On arrival, saw the police has surrounded the total area, and if you can just focus your camera that side, you can see how those people are being forced with lathi by the police.
CPI leader D. Raja alleged that the police did not allow his party delegation to meet the families living in the area. The CPI staged a protest and raised slogans against Home Minister Amit Shah and Delhi police.
Mr. Amit Shah should be held answerable to the illegal bulldozing without following any due process even for encroachments.
A VHP delegation that tried to enter the riot zone was also stopped by the police. While no violence has been reported since Saturday, when the riots took place, Jahangirpuri remains tense. What is perhaps needed from leaders is less of politics and more of healing. Bureau Report, India Today.